Right now on 13 Action News Live at 11.
Mr. Simpson, I do vote to grant parole.
Thank you.
Years of waiting for OJ Simpson over in seconds.
I'm sorry it happened. I'm sorry to Nevada.
From the historic hearing to what's next, 13 Action News starts now.
I could easily stay in Nevada, but I don't think you guys want me here.
OJ Simpson is now looking ahead tonight to a future as a free man only hours after the Nevada Parole Board granted him parole. That means in 72 days he'll walk out after serving 9 years for a botched robbery at Palace Station, but not without conditions.
I'm not a guy who lived a criminal life. You know, I'm a pretty straight shooter. I've always tried to be a good soldier.
13 Action News anchor and former New York prosecutor Mahsa Saeidi is breaking down what happens before Simpson becomes a free man and what it will take for him to stay that way.
Not guilty of the crime of murder.
From that acquittal in '95 to parole granted, a different case more than 20 years later. Many believe OJ Simpson is getting a second chance for the second time. But tonight, as he waits for October 1st inside Lovelock, the question, what's next?
He's going to be most likely transferred to one of two facilities, an entirely new prison population. What are the dangers there?
Everybody wants their 15 minutes of fame. Someone could actually target him for that confrontation.
Our crime and safety expert, retired Lieutenant Randy Sutton, says one infraction behind bars and parole possibly revoked. Even when OJ makes it to his requested destination, Florida, many restrictions follow.
He can't hang out with felons, he can't have a gun, he can't get drunk.
If he does, Sutton says it'll be easy for his parole officer to find out, unlike police, even without a warrant.
They can make surprise visits, and they can search his car.
And while that double homicide played no part in today's legal decision, many still remember.
There's going to be people in the public that aren't so adoring of him. That could be the catalyst for him stepping back into his real self.
Do you think he's a danger to the public?
I do.
The Nevada board does not. Right now, they're in touch with parole agents in Florida to see if they'll accept OJ and all the supervision that will come with it. The final chapter in this story, still a mystery. Mahsa Saeidi, 13 Action News.
And Simpson will stay at Lovelock until a week or so before his release. He will then likely be moved to either Northern Nevada Correctional Center or the High Desert State Prison. 13 Action News reporter Brian Callahan was there when the decision was handed down and found out that a lot of people are glad the media circus is moving out of Carson City.
If they denied him parole as I was, that jury acquitted him.
Some of the biggest names in news getting acquainted with Northern Nevada. This is a media storm struck Carson City, flooding it with journalists for 2 days. The parole board making a quick decision.
So that we could provide a ruling on the same day and allow you wonderful folks to be able to go home and let us get back to work.
Everyone in town to learn the fate of OJ Simpson, who's likely headed to Florida in October after earning parole by a unanimous decision.
All I want to do is spend time with as much time as I can with my children and my friends.
The parole board now working towards having Simpson ready to leave prison on October 1st.
With the amount of lead time, we don't anticipate that there would be a problem with that.
Simpson joking with the parole board about his final destination before they told him he will be allowed to leave prison.
I could easily stay in Nevada, but I don't think you guys want me here.
And even Simpson's victim is ready to help him leave prison behind.
If he called me tomorrow and said, Bruce, I'm getting out, will you pick me up? Juice, I'll be here tomorrow for you.
That is 13 Action News reporter Brian Callahan. We've had hundreds of comments on our Facebook page about Simpson's parole, and our viewers are having some mixed reactions. Here are a couple of those comments. Douglas says, in part, he was not sentenced for murder. That case is ancient history now. He was found guilty of the robbery and met the requirements for an early release. That's how the justice system works. Judy writes, he'll be back. He never sees that he does anything wrong, and as was his attitude at the hearing today. We're also learning tonight that OJ Simpson may have pocketed more than $600,000 from his NFL pension while he was behind bars. ESPN used the NFL's retirement formula. They say if Simpson started collecting his pension at age 55, he would have received more than $4,000 a month during his 9 years in prison. But if he started taking the NFL retirement 5 years ago at age 65, he would have received more than $10,000 a month, totaling about $602,000.
And now that OJ Simpson is back in the news, you may think the demand for all things OJ is on the rise. Well, guess again. A sports memorabilia store we spoke with says that curious callers have been dialing up their downtown shop asking about Simpson stuff, but so far, no serious buyers. Rob Vanderick is the manager of Ultimate Sports Cards and Memorabilia. He says he doesn't expect any increase in demand.
The general collecting base has just kind of basically said we don't want to collect people who we think maybe have had a checkered past, maybe have done some improprieties. They want to collect good, wholesome players.
And the only OJ memorabilia Vanderick has are a photo and a trading card from Simpson's rookie year. At its peak, it sold for $300. Now it only sells for $75. And tomorrow morning, 2 of OJ Simpson's friends will be interviewed on Good Morning America. You can also find our team coverage on our website, where we posted a number of stories about Simpson's life in prison and our full coverage of his parole hearing. We have that and more at ktnv.com.